deciding on which ones to keep and which ones to give to Goodwill because I'm needing to purge and just clear this space out, you know what I'm saying? So I thought that I would show you guys which ones I'm keeping and talk about it a little bit. So where I keep my books, the ones that I don't really access all the time are in my closet in this little plastic drawer set. And then the books that I actually read and are more like active books are out here on my little white mini bookshelf thing. I don't even know what to call it. It's like a TV stand or whatever from IKEA that's in all the back of my videos. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. So the first set of books that I'm keeping are these. These are by Kleon. And this one I had to read in college for an art class whenever I was a freshman. It was like an introduction to art. And it's just really cute, informative. It has a good like storytelling type of pace. And it's actually very helpful and has lots of hints and tips and tricks if you're an artist and kind of how to navigate that world. And then I really liked this so much that I bought his other book. I think he has 3 books actually. But this one is more about keep going, 10 ways to stay creative in good times and bad. So more like motivation, how to like keep your space organized in the art world. So I'm gonna keep these because it's like reference books. Next. Also, my hair looks so weird today. This is a little journal called Bright Ideas. I just can't get over how this looks like a hoarder closet. Like, it's so bad, guys. That's why I'm purging clothes and everything in books today. So this is just a little journal, and each section has like a different cute little saying. Like this has red hot ideas, blazing breakthroughs, twilight insights, deep reflections, evergreen inspirations, freshly minted inventions, and sunny thoughts, just to name a few. Oh, is this already breaking? Oh, okay, it looks like one of the pages ripped. See? Should I keep this, or should I get rid of it? I don't know, maybe I should pass it on to someone else to enjoy. Maybe I will do that, because I bought this like freshman year of college 4 years ago, and I don't even use it, you know what I mean? I'm just double checking that there's no like personal information in it, you know? Oh, here we go. Yep, I knew it. Sometimes you gotta rip it out. Okay. What else? Sometimes have you guys ever bought books from Goodwill and you look inside of them and there's like really personal stuff like family photos and stuff like that that people used as a bookmark? I'm like, that's not good. So just double checking. Okay, yeah, we're gonna add this to the donate pile, which is right behind you guys. Okay, another book I'm keeping is this one. It's called Things Are What You Make of Them, Life Advice for Creatives. And these are like little sticky notes, little ripped up sticky notes. That's kind of the theme of this book. And I think I got this at Urban Outfitters, but I actually really like it. And I found it very helpful and insightful and inspirational whenever I hope this mic is doing okay. Whenever I was first in art school, like it says, how to get started, how to stay sane when you work from home, how to get over comparing yourself to other creatives, what to do when you fail, how to begin again, how to be yourself, how to keep going, and simple tips for success. this. So each section, it's like that's the chapter, if that makes sense. And it'll tell you a little bit about it, and then it'll like give you tips how to get started. You know what I mean? So I think I'm gonna keep this one. Next is this book that I bought whenever I was in art school. It wasn't required reading, but I took this one class and then I actually dropped it. Also, this side of my hair looks so much better than this side. I'm scared. Anyways, this is called Wanderlust, A History of Walking. And my performance art teacher, that's the name of the class, performance art, and you literally had to do that, exactly that. And I actually dropped it because I was so uncomfortable with just like performing in front of other people. I thought it could be like silent, or I could like set up an installation and then just like let like soft sounds play or something like that, and I wanted it to be more passive, but it was way too active for me, and we had to do different like exercises, almost like acting, and I just wasn't comfortable with it, so I dropped the class. But she actually brought a table of books. Well, she brought books and put them all over the table, and the class was actually sweet. It was like only 10 students or so, maybe even less, like 8. And we all just got to like flip through books and try to get inspiration. And this one really resonated with me. Like this says, Earth teaches us if our eyes are open to seeing its beauty and juxtapositions. And I just did like a little mountain. I don't know. It's almost like this says, Paris is changing, but nothing within my melancholy has shifted. New places, scaffoldings, piles of stone, old neighborhoods, everything has become allegory for me, and my dear memories are heavier than stones. So this is just like the history of walking, as it says. So just like what reflections people have as they walk, what the act of walking does, and just it's very like, is the word ephemeral, like visceral, ephemeral. It just like takes you somewhere. So that's this book. It's also like kind of boring a little bit, but like I just feel attached to it because it reminds me of school. So next thing I'm keeping is this little book that one of my art teachers, I took a class called Art Education, Art Museum Education, and she was this sweet old lady, and she makes books like in her basement. She like loves to do the hand binding, and she actually designed this too. I think she called it paste paper, and there's like a certain material that you use on it, and then you can like scratch it with like a fork or just like any material to create texture and patterns. And she gave this to me because we had a connection. I just felt, you know, whenever you like know you're like that teacher's favorite, I felt like that was how it was with us. And she just gifted this to me, and then the inside has the same paper, like reversed. And this, I was writing YouTube ideas on it. Diving deeper into Law of Attraction Planner, how to use and benefits of reflection, self-reflection, how to read tarot cards and signs intuitively. And I have like some sticky notes from a different book that I actually gave to Goodwill a couple months ago. So yeah, definitely going to be keeping this one. this stuff with like Britney Spears and Paris Hilton and all these people. But basically this book highlighted, this is her workbook. Oh my gosh, is that so cool? Anna Nicole Smith. And then she does like Sims related stuff too sometimes. So yeah, definitely check out her Instagram and her work and give her a follow if you feel drawn to her stuff, because she's pretty awesome. And I've bought zines from her before, but basically this like highlighted different student work. Like she would contact people and then their work would be highlighted in here, which is so awesome. And I actually was in one of these, but I had already graduated by the time this had happened, and I wasn't able to pick up an in-person copy, so, but that's fine. Next, I'm keeping this, even though I don't really want to, but it's Storyteller by Harper Nichols, and my mom got me a little signed copy of it, which is sweet. 100 poem letters. I don't know, I've stopped resonating with like poetry books. If it's more like old classical kind of poetry that is I guess it is classics, like classic books and stuff like that, like from 1800s, like I'm more interested in that now, not so much like modern poetry, but that's okay. I'm just keeping it because it's something that my mom gave me, and you know, you gotta treasure certain things, because I'm morbid like that, and I'm like, one day whenever she does, I'm not gonna want to like have gotten rid of everything. So the only other poetry book that I might keep is this one. It's called Every Word You Cannot Say. It's a soft touch. I really like the book itself, like the way it looks, and I really liked the design. This is like a bunch of words right here. See? Let's just like flip through a little bit. Just to give you an idea, like this is in the shape of a hand. The text is. And I think I just thought this was like mind-boggling because some words in here are red and some are blue, so it kind of like toys with your brain and it makes you have to like actively read it a little bit more. I don't know, maybe I will get rid of it. There's like a few lines in it that I really like and I feel connected to, but like this also reminds me of my past too, like the certain phase in college that I was in, so maybe I'll get rid of this. Every time I think of you, I try to think of a blank canvas instead, and I try to replace the picture I have of you in my mind, and then the hand of a ghost takes mine and paints a picture of you anyway. So, I don't know, I might keep it because there are certain things in here that don't seem like basic poetry, like annoying, kind of like that it's so basic, you know what I mean? Like this, it has a little bit of a line of confusion to it, which I like, so maybe I will keep this one, because I'm getting rid of all my other poetry books, like Pillow Talk, and there's some other like popular ones that people had back in the day, like The Sun and Her Flowers and all that stuff. I never got that one, but like that level of poetry. Next up, I'm keeping this copy of The Alchemist. I feel like this is the first time that a book really like grabbed me and drew me in like middle school. I think I was in a advanced lit comp kind of class, and this is like the one book that really stuck out to me, and I like felt something reading it, and I don't know, there's some criticism amongst like the book community that this is like so overhyped and like ridiculous, or that it's like such a simple storyline that it's like predictable and like, okay, like you're going to the desert and seeking like to try to find the treasure, like okay. But I like the sentiment of it, who cares? So I'm keeping this one. I also have another copy, and the other copy is like the one that I read in middle school. It's like the same cover. This is a more updated version. very fast to read. Definitely recommend these. This is The Mastery of Love, so it just really like opens your mind about love and everything. And I'm not really doing it justice with my description, but the words are pretty big, and it really wouldn't take long to read. Like, I probably could read this in a day now. It's only like 160 pages or so, 180, 199, something around there. But y'all get my point. This says why domestication and the image of perfection lead to self-rejection, the war of control that slowly destroys most relationships, why we hunt for love in others and how to capture the love inside us, and how to finally accept and forgive others and ourselves. So these are just sweet. Yeah, like I said, if you're just getting into them, this one is called The Voice of Knowledge. And they're actually pretty affordable too. Sometimes books from Barnes & Noble can be like $26, and I'm like, why? And then this one's The Four Agreements. So, good introduction to like a spirituality in a different way, and also just like a good perspective shifter type of series of books. You can just go to the bookstore and look. He has tons, not just this book set, like they come individually too. So definitely gonna keep this to refer to. Okay, next I'm keeping this just for the artwork. So this is All God's Creatures Go to Heaven, and it talks about death. Not good, right? But it's just such a gorgeous book, and I just can't get rid of it. I'll show you guys. You're gonna be shook. Look at these clouds. Isn't that beautiful? Property of Jonathan Rose. Doesn't that make you sad? Like, it was some kid's book or something. Original paintings. Look at how stunning these images are. Like the hair, the way it's painted is just, oh my god, I love it. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? Like, they're just so emotion filled. And then there's also like little animals in here too, because it talks about how like animals can't live forever and stuff like that. So sweet. So I'm keeping this. Ow, 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 ow. These kinds of books I just found at Goodwill. Because like I would never just like go to a store and spend a lot of money on this, you know what I mean? But it's a great find. Ow. My funny bone. And then this is the last one in this drawer. This is called Illuminations, Living by Candlelight. And this is a reference book, I guess you could say. It's all about the importance of lighting and how you can go about lighting and design. Let's see. This says Gathering Lights. This is my little bookmark right here. People have been gathering around fires and candles for eons, but even for our Paleolithic forebearers, firelight and later candlelight was more than a physical necessity. The communal fire, family hearth, or candlelit dwelling provided a social center. It gave people a place to be together, to share hopes and dreams, to tell tales, and to confess their innermost feelings. So it's more than just like, oh yeah, put a candle here, but this is like you can put candles in a basket, and a lantern. It's just very cozy. And I just find this kind of stuff so interesting. Look how stunning this is. It just like sets the mood, y'all. Whenever I think of candles, I don't think of like, oh, a Bath and Body Works candle or whatever. No tea, no shade. But I think of like multiple tea light candles or like pillar candles, and it all goes back to my like poetry renaissance literature loving soul that just like loves that idea of like just old-timey candles. So keeping this for sure. Okay, what else? Okay, so this one is called Sacred Contracts by Caroline Mice. And this is like an all-in-one, one-stop shop for all things your sacred soul and like why you were put here on this earth kind of vibes. And also look at this bookmark that I made. I used like a glittery pen for this yin yang part. And then perception. So there's a whole part on like archetypes, and like some people might take on the warrior archetype, some people might take on the damsel in distress archetype in their life, and like how to identify with like if you're into literature and you know what archetypes are, it's like an embodiment of something. It's like a mood. You're very much like following the path of a certain thing, or even like a god, a goddess, a king. Like a king is an archetype. So that has to do with that. Then this has to do with like chakras and healing and what does this say? Just any page you open to, this has like loneliness, moving, quitting a job, accepting an offer, relationships, competition, and it has like affirmations of how you can go about these things. And then it talks about like the houses, like the 9th house and the 10th house, and it's like astrological. So there's just like all the information you could want about this kind of topic is in this book. So I'm keeping that for reference. These two are the other spirituality books that I'm keeping. The Indigo Children. This is all like if you're a sensitive soul and you like came here for a certain purpose and you feel tapped into like a divine world and you feel like you're here to like challenge the system and the way things are. This shows how to go about educating and respecting indigo children, because it's not just like any like stupid 6-year-old, you know what I mean? Like these children have a different energy about them, and I feel like I have this within me, so that's why I bought this book. So I'm definitely gonna keep this one. This one is the Pleiadian workbook, Awakening Your Divine Call. Now, I was on the fence about this. This is like the newest one that I have in terms of like spirituality books. I'm really not very much into reading these, but these are good because like I just opened this random page. It says grounding. Grounding is a term used quite frequently in healing and spiritual groups, and yet it means many things to many people. Some it may mean being aware of feeling your feet on the floor. Others it means blah blah blah. So again, it's just a good reference for like random things. So I'm just gonna keep this as well. I got this at Goodwill. This one I also got at Goodwill. It's called The Art of the Possible. And this one just has like a really upbeat kind of energy to it. It says the path from perfectionism to balance and freedom. So it talks about this woman who was a perfectionist, and she's like on this journey to seeking more stillness and like homeliness in her life instead of just working constantly and distracting herself. So I got a lot of information from this. Like this says, intentionality and feeling connected creates meaning. The hero of my tale is truth. We desire to taste the satisfying fruits of our labor, for work to feel worthwhile. So it's just like a bunch of random tidbits. It came to me like a vision, and I had to follow that instinct. Really helpful stuff. Every chapter, like section, this one's on death. And then it says like living with death. How do we live with death? What to do between this is like the one that I kept from him. This is called Creating Magic. And it says 10 common sense leadership strategies from a life at Disney. So I have flipped through this and it actually seems really helpful from like a management standpoint, and it talks about like how to respect your workers and how to speak to customers and how to like help people feel at ease around you and to not be like stressed out like it's this weird power dynamic thing. So I thought that this would be good. It's just like how to evaluate what you're currently doing as a leader and like what you can be doing differently or better by using like the Disney parks as an example of like the operations side of it. So helpful keeping. Now, I'm on the fence about this one because it says your divine fingerprint, the force that makes you unstoppable. There is good information in this. It's all about like, what do you value? Think, be, and do. Like, don't just think. You need to embody it, and you also need to do it. Leadership kind of stuff. I don't know. So this is another one of those kinds of books. I'm on the fence. I don't know yet. We'll see. Because I also got this at Goodwill, and it's like, I know I won't come across it again, and I also don't want to like rebuy it, you know what I mean? Clearly I'm not saying that much about it, so like maybe I shouldn't even keep it. Another book I'm on the fence about, but I probably will keep it. It's a book that my cousin gave me. This is You Can Heal Your Life. Apparently this like changed her life. So this is like super colorful, which like honestly isn't even my vibe all that much, and like the art, it's kind of similar to that one book I just showed you guys. It gives very much like this kind of artwork aesthetic, but what does failure mean anyways? That's what it says. Do not believe in limitations, daily affirmations, planting seeds, putting your awareness into practice, training the mind, releasing forgiveness, dissolving resentment. Your mind is a tool. So I feel like I'm already kind of past this in a way in my life, but I also like feel bad because she gave this to me. She's like, it's literally my favorite book ever, and I keep an extra copy in the guest room just in case whoever stays here like wants it. So a free book, I couldn't pass it up. Maybe I'll get into it one day. We'll see. Probably not, but rejoice in others' good fortune. Now, the reason why I think these are good to keep, same thing with these, is because like it's a good reference to have if you just want to flip through it once and like get like a tidbit from it, just like scrolling through Instagram and finding a quote or something to pop up on your page. It's the same concept but with books. So, but I did purge 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 books. So that's pretty dang good. I definitely feel like I have less now, which is nice. 2 more books. This, I think I might make a video with it on my Patreon. I don't know that I need to keep it. I feel like it could be passed down to somebody else because it's really helpful and encouraging and inspiring. And it just talks about like, she must be something special. She is. Celebrate her. She loved life and it loved her right back. Celebrate her passion. listened to her heart above all the other voices, celebrate her wisdom. So that's like the format of this entire book. I just think, like, you know, if it's just sitting in your closet, there could be someone at Goodwill that like picks this up and it really changes their day or their perspective, or like makes them feel good, or maybe this is like a gift that they can give someone. So I feel like by me hoarding it and not using it is doing a disservice to others. So that's just kind of how I see that. And then the last book that I am on the fence about, because I like to keep books whenever there's enough like significant information in it for me to like say that I treasure and value the book. Like if I come across a certain section, I'm like, oh, that's amazing, I've never heard it worded that way, I need to keep this. That's this book. This is Captivating. I'm pretty sure it's a faith-based book, which is like not really like me to want something like that, because it does talk about God and everything like that. But this is like the heart of a man, the heart of a woman, emotionally unavailable men. Then it talks about Adam and Eve and the archetypes of Adam and Eve and how that whole thing worked. But it does talk about love a good bit, and just like a good perspective on like singleness and like getting through singleness in life, and how to like embrace yourself through those processes, whatever. And I do like this closure too. It's a nice edition of this book, so I think I'll keep it. It says, this groundbreaking book shows readers the glorious design of women before the fall, describes how the feminine heart can be restored, and casts a vision for the power, freedom, and beauty of a woman released to be all she was meant to be. So it is sweet, and look at the gold foil is cool. So that is it, you guys, for this massive book purging session.